Barranco: Culture, Tradition and Tourism. The district of Barranco is one of the 43 that make up the province of Lima, located in the homonymous department in Peru. It borders the Pacific Ocean to the west and borders the districts of Miraflores to the north, Santiago de Surco to the east, and Chorrillos to the south. It is considered to be one of the smallest districts in Lima. It was initially populated by fishermen. Officially, it is incorporated and recognized as a village in the year 1860, appointing a first governor-mayor. In 1874, it was officially constituted as a district, originally called San José de Surco, with its capital La Ermita de Barranco. Its first mayor was General Pedro Bustamante. Since its inception, Barranco was an extremely attractive resort for vacationers from Limeños of upper middle class and for foreigners in general, who for the most part settled down buildings arranged and missions emulation European styles. Its remoteness from the city made trains and later trams unnecessary for transportation. Two important events that occurred in the district, which have been recorded in history, put its inhabitants to the test. First, the war that was fought between Peru and Chile, where the district was loaded and burned by Chilean troops. Later, in 1940, an earthquake measured a degree on the Richter scale destroyed much of this monumental area. It is mainly inhabited by families of medium and high socioeconomic level. In this part of the city, there are numerous restaurants where you can taste the varied gastronomy of Peru. There are also bohemian bars, nightclubs, and in addition, this district is one of the greatest promoters of pisco. On weekends, it is the visit point in Lima for its variety of bars, discos, Creole clubs, among others. Both young and old often go to Barranco to have fun in search of the so-called magic Barranquino, a special essence that takes us back to the past with its house, its streets, and its bohemian atmosphere, being considered one of the 25 most hipster neighborhoods in the world. The Peruvian composer and singer Chabuca Granda, born in Apurrima, has been adopted as a daughter of this district, and there is a famous avenue that bears her name. The first thing we find in the Barranco district.
It is a municipal library, featured within the ornamentation the sculpture of the Nairi, Venus or Mars nymph standing in the center of the park on a water mirror. The Nairi, according to the Greek mythology, is the generic name of the 50 daughters of Danae, also called Belidas. After their ancestor Belas, they are the nymph of the spring of the Argolis and are among the aquatic delights. There is also an Etruscan base, whose name is the Candelabra da Barbani, original from the 2nd century AD. During that Hellenist period in which the decoration of natural elements such as acanthus leaf stand out, two pedestals with the little angels called puris enhance the beauty of the park, all of them work in carrot. Also, the Santissima Cruz Church, Barranco's main Catholic tomb, located in the municipal square. In 1900, when the church was finished, the then priest de la Fuente and the population of Barranquilla asked that church be converted into a parish independent from that of Surco and the vice-parish of Chorrillo. The archbishop accepted the request, and on December 12, 1903, Priest de la Fuente was invested as the first parish priest of the new parish of the Santissima Cruz Barranco, which was later declared as a cultural heritage. This parish housed one of the images with the greatest evolution in Lima, the sacred image of the Lord of Miracle of Barranco that come out in the procession in the month of October. Then we will find the famous Bridge of Sid, Built in 1876 and inaugurated on February 14 during the government of Mayor Enrique Garcia Monterroso. Its construction was a primary need to join the ends of the ramp and allow the passage of the banks of Ayacucho Street, La Ermita. It entered to the word of the Pacific and witnessed the destruction of Barranco on January 14, 1881, the day on which Chilean troops set fire to the city, destroying part of the tomb of the eremit and the bridge, so it was reconstructed, being repaired several times. It is said that the person who passes the bridge holding their breath will have their wish fulfilled. Electricity Museum. The Electricity Museum is a cultural and interactive space that is located in Barranco district in Lima. This museum was created in 1994 with the intention of telling through different objects the history of electricity in Peru, as well as providing information and being a space for the testimony and appreciation of science and technology that takes place in the country.
Once inside the museum, the exhibition focuses both on the presentation infographics and objects that, together, allow us to know the historical process of the appearance of electricity in Peru. The Electricity Museum is made up of a total of 6 exhibition rooms, and one of the most striking points that the museum offers us is a train route for visitors. Ermita Short. The Ermita of Barranco is a short in the Barranco district. It was built in the middle 18th century, after of destructions in the War of the Pacific. The Hermitage was rebuilt in 1880. The Hermitage underwent several changes since its inception. The first monument was declared in 1955. Formerly, these sculptures were a small shop where gamblers, furnishers, and travelers would come, who, stopping their work, requested goods intermediations to their anchorage. Its origin is confused with the legend that motivated the origin of Barranco. Saint Francisco Short temple built thanks to the contribution of the José de Travanti, an Italian engineer who arrived in Peru in 1850 and was mayor of Barranco in 1887. He was an architect of Greek style and designed the church that was in charge of the Franciscan congregation, which is why the place where it is located to the name of Plaza Saint Francis. Unfortunately, this building did not withstand the passage of times. Modifications were made and the current church is of modern lines without losing beauty and survived in this design. Pedro de Osma Museum. The Pedro of Osma Museum was created from the collection of the philanthropic Pedro de Osma Gildemeister, who has his safe-speaking words of our country's visual heritage. A good part of his life until his death in 1967, he collected artistic objects such as paintings, sculptures, altarpieces, wamanga, stone carving, and various objects from areas of antique tradition and plastic arts. He hated collects that pieces of art in order to have museum. He has kept them on his house and show them to guests and visitors. After his death, the Pedro and Angelica de Osma Gildemeister Foundation was formed to preserve and display the work of Don Pedro the Republic. The Pedro de Osma Museum is a perfect place that you can visit if you want to learn more about the Peruvian history and culture. That is why we recommend visit Barranco, since we will enjoy a good time and better if it is with family, because Barranco is culture, tradition and tourism. Thank you.